Okay, good evening BSIT 3B. Okay, so welcome into our title proposal that we will be needing in our subject, in our methods of research subject. Okay, you are actually here and recorded, okay, with your permission, because we really want to capture the totality of this, the whole of this, for the future references and for the memory that we can have 5 or 10 years from now, plus for you to be able to see your performance, and at least in the future, not just like the next run or the next semester in your software engineering and capstone, you will be able to develop or uh, upgrade your delivery, or the change, okay, the good side of it. Okay, so let me have the first group, Shelo and Lamo. I'm gonna turn up my mic and you can start now. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, classmates. So, I am Levi Shelo and my groupmate is Michi Lamo, and this is our research title proposal. So, the first research title is the Geographic Information System with Flood-Prone Location. So, the significance is this research will be very important in terms of locating flood-prone location in every part of the city you are living in. It is helpful for all the people, especially in rainy season and when there is disasters, specifically typhoons. So why I come up with this research title? So I come up with this research title because I want to research about this specific topic that can be a big help for people to be always ready in times of disasters. So the problem to be solved is the main problem this research want to be solved is about how to prevent people from being stranded when there is extreme flooding that usually happen in low-lying areas. So the solution is to make an application that will provide geographic information if an area is low-lying and flood-prone in order for the people evacuate as early as they can. Also to prevent commuters and drivers pass on a flooded road. So the goal of the research is for the people's safety and convenience. For them to track graphic information system that can locate flood-prone areas using their own smartphone. So the next research title is School Attendance Monitoring System with Biometric and Barcode Technology. So what is the significance? So the system will improve the monitoring of students' attendance through the automation using biometric and barcode technology. The manual processes, which are mostly done by hand, are prone to human errors, time-consuming, and do not have backup. So why do I come up with this research title? I come up with this title because this research will be a big help not only for accurate attendance monitoring of students in schools, but also to maximize the scheduled time for discussion. Another reason why I come up with this title is because lately I have read an article about the pilot face-to-face classes in the Philippines. This system will be helpful in maximizing the limited time allotted for teachers and student meeting in face-to-face. So the problem, time-consuming monitoring of attendance and error in keeping students' record attendance. Manual monitoring of attendance using class record is a bit of hassle because it can be lost and damaged due to unexpected phenomenon. So the solution is making a system with biometric and barcode technology for student attendance monitoring. The goal of the research is to improve the process of checking attendance and maximize the limited time of conducted face-to-face classes to give accurate lists and have a good database that can be easily managed by the school. The next research title is Efficient Doctor and Patient Portal. So the significance is the system will make checkups in comfort of your home. The portal will help patients find and connect to a licensed doctor online without going to the hospital, and the prescriptions is easily transferred through this portal. So why I come up with this research title? I come up with this research title because this will initiate convenience to the patient who needs checkup and prescription and do not need to go to the hospital. It is significant and helpful to prevent being exposed outside, especially in this COVID pandemic situation. So the main problem that this research want to solve is the hassle of going to the hospital and the expenses before you enter the premises is too high. Because there's a lot of requirements you need to comply before you're able to be checked up, like the swab test result and RT-PCR test. Through this portal, you will be guided, checked up, and get prescription from your online doctor. Solution: making a system that a patient and licensed doctor can register in order for them to have means of communication. So the goal of the research is to give convenience to patients who need immediate checkup and lessen the expenses. So the next research title is Mobile Check Health Quiz.
Um, Mobile Check Health Quiz, a mobile health quiz application in Android Studio. Significance: this title was intended to aid in the prevention of illness and to provide people with sufficient information about their health in an interesting manner. They won't get bored while learning. So, why do I came up with this research title? Because of the high number of cell phones user, I came up with the idea of developing a mobile health quiz application to provide people with health related information. Many people are becoming ill right now and do not have enough money to pay for treatment. Therefore, I believe that developing a mobile health quiz application will help to prevent this problem. So, the problem I want to solve. Our health is one of the most important aspects of our lives. One of the reasons many people become ill is a lack of knowledge about health. It is due to a lack knowledge that more and more people become ill and are mistreated, causing a disease to worsen. This is the problem I'm attempting to solve with this research. So, the solution: we will develop an application that will use gaming to deliver information in human health. A human health related quiz application. A mobile device such as cell phone can be used to play an application. This creation of a health application will assist in making people aware of the proper things to do when it comes to their health in order to keep their body healthy on a daily basis. So the goal of the research. The goal of this project is to provide this user with adequate health knowledge as well as to entertain the user while and honing their knowledge and to help them learn, gain, and improve their knowledge skills about health related issues. There are numerous online quiz applications available on the internet, but the majority of them are only for entertainment and fun. And in this application, they will learn about keeping their bodies healthy. If they read a healthy health related book, it takes time, but with this app, they will learn something without wasting a lot of time. So the next title is the mobile application for inventory management in small business. This title is relevant to assist small businesses with their inventory so that they don't have to spend more money on a system that will help them manage their inventory. Why do I came up with this research? This title came to my mind because many small businesses struggle with inventory management because they do it manually. Just because the business is small does not mean that taking inventory is easy. You will still need a lot of time for it. They also can't afford to have a system because their company is small and they don't need to invest in a system that will cost them more money. So the problem I want to solve. The problem I want to solve here is having a proper inventory of their small businesses with an organized inventory so that they can track their product more easily. Manual inventory is also one of the reasons why they have more and less merchandise. Reducing their profit and would have increased their income. If they have more than the goods they purchase, they will reduce their budget for others products that are still lacking. And if they have less than the goods purchased, they will reduce the business profit. So I want to solve this by keeping a good inventory so that they can ensure that the number of the products they need is correct. So the solution. My solution here is to have a small business and inventory system where they will not have to spend more money to have such a system. It's simple to use because a cell phone can access the system and it can be beneficial to their growing business. Improve inventory system that prevents inventory misplacement. They can always track their stock and sales and stay up to date on their business without wasting time. The goal of the research. The goal of this study is to help small businesses create a proper inventory system so that they have enough products to help their business grow. Inventory management system that cuts inventory time in half. Proper management is essential for the success of a small business. Proper inventory for the appropriate quantity of product to meet a customer's demand and avoid problems with their manual inventory, such as overstocking. So the third is the Mobile History ebook, a mobile application ebook for world history and facts. So the significance of this study is the study is significant because it includes credible sources that can be used by students and other who enjoy reading, learning, and absorbing easily accessible information about our history. People who have easy access to our history are more likely to be interested in learning about it, which can help them make better decisions in their everyday lives because history enables us to learn from the mistake of the past. So why do I came up with this research title? I came up with this title because most of us own a cell phone. Why don't I create an electric history book for the benefit of the people who are interested and passionate about our history and who enjoy reading, learning, and absorbing information about our past that is easily accessible. Only cell phones are used and they can use them anywhere. So the problem I want to solve. The problem is that many people don't pay attention to history right now because there are so many other things to keep us entertained. The book is one of the places you can get information about our history, but before you get the book, you need to find a library. You spend more money if you can't borrow it. And if you want to find information on the internet, you can search for it, but it will take time until you get bored and are no longer interested in knowing more. So there are also electronics book available today, but they are not specific to history, where information about history is still fragmented and must be found in order to be put together. So the solution is to create an electronic book for world history and facts, ebook that is simple to use, free to use, and accessible from any location. You can get it right away by downloading. You can read it even if you don't have access to the internet. You simply need to download it while online. You can put as much information as you want in there, and it's also printable. You can transport an entire library of hundreds of books without concern about their weight. Fonts can be resized to make them easier to read on smaller screens. Even if you are on vacation, you can read it from the comfort of your own home. All you need is a cell phone. So the goal of this research is for people to have easy access to information about our history, as well as for people to be interested in learning about our history in an easy way where they won't have to search for more information because it's already gathered. So this is all the title that we propose.
Okay, thank you for that. It's very no, awesome na the first presenter. Okay, those are all interesting, but are you into mobile development ba talaga? My dear
Yes,
uh,
ma'am.
So, kaya pala puro ano. But for a while, I'm gonna record this one. Where is about no? I will delete here. Then, first group will be Cello and for a while. So, the first group is Cello. And who's your group mate? Cello? Sorry?
Michi Lamo po.
Okay. So, with this, I don't buy anymore the school attendance. That's old. The patient, we actually have that one. Mobile health is application, inventory management for small business, and I would like to go with the first one, the flood geographic information system with the flood prone. Geographic GIS GIS with flood prone. Okay? So, dun po tayo mag-work things out, okay? So, I want you to focus on how are you going to do that in a way that you will come up with the modules. Of course, first is you need to identify the location, di ba? The location should be, Ate Joanna Marie, kindly please mute first. Ayan, naka-on si Ate Joanna Marie. Ayan. So, 'di ba first is you will be able to identify the place. Ay, hindi tayo marinig ni Ate Joanna. Mute ko muna 'to. Okay. So, you need to identify the place, like for example, the Cavite area particular, okay, for the flood-prone area. So, you will be gathering. But the problem is, you are not actually required to go out. You're not actually required to go there to us. But the list is, you will get the Google. Okay, you need to identify, for example, particularly in Imus area, how many barangays are here. We actually have Alapan 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B. You have this Malagasang and so on. So siguro you focus in the smaller one, ano, and then what are those flooded area? Okay, tapos how are you going to manage this GIS, because this supposed to have also the database. Okay, the database of this places, okay? And then second is the history or the records, okay? That still holds the database. And then the report generation, that in every storm or typhoon that hits the area, okay, 'di ba parang merong yung mga casualties, yung mga ganon. How many are the casualties? What were are yung pinaka mga nearest evacuation, how many are affected with the flood area, particular in Alapan 1A, how many family are there. Okay, so those are the concern. Okay, because your GIS is something unique and different. Actually, anak, pwede mo yung gamitin doon sa capstone hanggang sa dulo. Pero i-conceptualize na natin dito, and then you can actually repropose that kung gusto mo. Wag sa software engineering, itodo mo yan dun sa capstone kasi it's something unique. Tapos, all you need to do in there is to come up with the what do you call this one? The technology that you will be integrating to your development. It can be a mobile, it can be a drone, it can be the Arduino. Okay, so it's up to you kung ano. Kasi how will you identify? Parang ano yan parang drone, meron kang sightseeing course na area that during the flooding, ano yung pinakalubog, ano yung height, ano yung water height na produce nung flooding na yun, and so on and so forth. Okay? But along the way, we will discuss and talk about it. Okay? So, thank you for that, for the both of you. Clap, clap, clap. Meron bang clap dito? Wala naman, di ba? Meron bang ganun dito? Wala yatang ganun.
Thank you po,
Sa,
ma'am.
sa MS Teams kasi meron eh. Okay, thank you. Let us have the next group, please. You can stop sharing now and proceed to the next. Thank you, Shella.
Boy, naka-off mic ka.
So, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, classmates. This presentation is this title presentation presents by my co-member, which is Joanna Pachero and myself, Warren Shar. So, this is my first title, implementing e-voting system with compatibility in Android iOS. So first, what is implement? Implement is just like a plan or an idea or a project you want to do. So I came up with this study. It's because this coming 2022 elections, we cannot guarantee the safety, and also we cannot control the average of people coming from their perspective precinct to vote. So I implement this e-voting system to help and provide the security and safety of the voters. So this is the overview of online voting system. Online voting system is a kind of platform that allows to conduct votes in elections. This voting system balance overall requirements like ballot security and accessibility of an organization events. So what you'll find inside the e-voting system, what you can see the login and sign up page that you can register your information, and also it has a homepage with instruction how to vote and also list of candidacy. So what is the benefits of this system? The benefits of this system, it is also easy to access, it is also compatible to all devices, and no need to go to their respective precinct to vote. So my next title is Innovating of Car Tracking Device Inside the Speedometer of Bicycle with GPS compatible to Android and iOS. So first, what is the meaning of innovating? Innovating is a new product or upgrading a new idea to a new system. So the speedometer also is a tool to measure and display the speed of a vehicle. So why did I choose this title? It's because I am a cyclist. I'm a cyclist, and I heard a lot of news regarding with the cyclists lost their bicycles. That's why this idea came from my mind, and this study helps to provide the safety of a cyclist and to take advantage this new idea to make a new system. So the overview of tracking device, which is the GPS, global positioning system, is a type of surveillance to track a location of an entity or an object remotely. So the surveillance is just like to, to ano, ay, it's just like to secure your object or one person. What are the benefits of GPS tracker? Improved safety, and also theft recovery if you have lost your bicycle, and also 100% waterproof, affordable, and also quality. How to use this application? You can download the application from Google Play Store and connect the tracking device to your phone. The next title is providing high quality recording studio app for Android and iOS. I came up with this study because I'm a musician. Most of recording had hard to use. It's because you cannot input your instrument in other applications. So that's why this idea came inside my mind. Recording Studio Application Overview. Recording Studio is a multi-touch device. It designed to operate on recording and editing mixing breeze, a perfect way to create good quality. Multi-touch is just like you can touch many times your ano your screen. That's the meaning of multi-touch. So how to use this system? You can download the app, you can create account and login, and also you can watch video tutorials and read instructions, create good quality music, and also render your project. So what are the benefits? You can create the best music using a handy device like Androids and also tablets. It is easy to use because there are many tutorials inside the menu. You can plug your instruments using sound card compatible to phone, and also free to download and also accessible. So the next topic is
Okay. For my first title defense is computerized inventory system for Mighty Visa Bondo filling station branches. So specifically, we are one of the owner of branches and okay, next. So description of computerized inventory system. It is mainly a storage and tracking system of data and information that needed to be organized and accurate. This system includes the proper records of stocks, purchase reports and deliveries, expenses, sales, and delivery details, which mainly managed by assigned admin and personnel in charge. So this title, why did I choose this title? Because the problem within the inventory, which is we already have manual system by recounting the bottles, recounting the remain products, recounting the delivery product. So it is so time consuming and sometimes the tally on the logbook and on the actual on hand counting, it is not the same. So sometimes we have overstocks and some of the products are in low back. So the main solution that I want to implement is to create a computerized inventory system wherein all the branches of my PBL filling station can have access to it. So, yan. The computerized inventory system includes admin user, login, registration, stocks, purchase, delivery details, reports, expenses, sales, as I mentioned earlier. Next topic will be Information Management System of Barangay Mamboguan, Bacoor, Cavite. So, this is based on my observation and experience when I came to our barangay and claim my barangay ID. So, since we are under pandemic, so the protocol must be followed. So, when I came there, the process of their their process seems to be more time consuming. Like you have to take down your personal information on the logbook every time you have to get something from the barangay. So that is the problem, 'di ba? You have to wait for your line. You have to take a picture over and over again every time you get something from the barangay. So that is the problem. Time consuming, redundancy of the information, redundancy of the every time there is misinformation on the output of the object that you want to claim. Like example, when I got when I got my barangay clearance, the middle initial is not correct. So they have to repeat again the process. I have to rewrite again my address on the logbook, and then they have to retype it again and then print. So the main solution that I want to implement to our barangay is to make an information management system wherein they have all the personal information that you don't have to write it down all again and again on the logbook record. So less time consuming, no redundancy of information and data. Then the last and least and not so common title is a web-based online sari-sari store system. Okay. So for the details, this system is a kind of online platform wherein sari-sari stores conduct online transactions with customer instead of going directly to the store and fall in line. So every we all know that every weekend is a shopping day. So it typically focus on the small villages or town that have sari-sari store. So instead of falling in line again, you just have to go to their website and then directly place an order. So you can have online transaction po. Yun. Then yung next, ayun. Yun lang po. That's all.
I-mute muna si R and ate ano, ayan, Puchero. Okay, and then kindly please show me the summary. Pakilakihan po. Pakilakihan, hindi ko makita eh. Okay, thank you for those wonderful presentation of yours too. Nakaka-amaze din yung ano. Para bang ano ba, kaya nyo bang gawin talaga yan pag nag-capstone na kayo? Yung mga proposal nyo o baka kinikemi nyo lang si ma'am, it's because it's just a methods, proposal, and without development. Okay. So the e-voting system actually it's actually a promising and what's the right ano yan term for that? A promising and a dream. A dream system talaga yan natin sa dito sa voting, no. Pero we will not gonna have that one. Okay? Yung isa naman, innovating of car tracking device inside the speedometer of bicycle with GPS compatible. Parang kuya, parang kaya ba yan? If in reality to develop, are you able to do that?
It depends in the situation, ma'am. Pero ma'am,
O balik
kakayanin
mo,
po.
ibalik mo doon. Ibalik mo doon. Kasi ang documentation, madali lang. Pero ang concern natin, yung development nyo. I will go to if you were able to communicate but it is not a requirement ha, pero dahil barangay naman yan tapos baka naman through messages you can ask the business process, we will create a one whole barangay MIS system. Okay, not only for those particular, pero lahat na yan that talks all the requirements, the profiling of the people, how many in the community, parang ganon. Tapos ano yung mga for example, yung kanilang barangay kasi it's just like ano eh. There are so many, most especially here in Cavite, 'di ba? In a barangay like Alpan 1A, other than the ungated, meron din tayong mga sinasabing subdivision which is also part of the barangay. Okay? So yan lahat yan, you're gonna workings out there, no? Parang yung sa SA, sa SAP, 'di ba dati, no? Ang dami, oh. Tapos makikita mo yung pangalan mo, ay, nandun ako, kasali ako sa SAP, parang ganun. So madali na yung communication, okay? So I'll go with the barangay with your group. CR. Thank you. Next, please.
Ito nga. Sino ba?
Thank you po,
Okay, share
ma'am.
now. Welcome.
Okay. Ano ba?
Nakailang minutes na tayo. Uy! Puta, hindi na naman tayo magkukurte.
Hey, wait lang. Kita ba, ma'am?
Wala pa pong nakashare.
Wala pa rin. Ay, naglalag pala. Tama, laggers. Ayan, ma'am, kita na.
Meron na, pre.
Punta ka dun sa power.
Dito na, ma'am. Okay na.
So, good evening everyone. My name is Sheila May A. Mercado, and we are going to discuss our title proposal. So, our title proposal will be discussed alternatively. Next PPT. Next slide. So, our first title is the Parent Portal Application for Monitoring Students' Activity. So, the reason why I came up with this idea of having an application specialized for the parents is for the purpose of monitoring their child's activity schedule and progress per week. This aims to focus on junior high school students who choose the modular distance learning. As we know, this pandemic we had a negative impact in education. In this modular distance learning, students receive their modules to answer activities that are given by the assigned section advisor per week. And based on my observation, it is very hard for a parent to monitor their child's activities. Doing an everyday activity in home is hard for the children these days because being at home can cause different kinds of distractions. One example of it is that they have gadgets and they can spend the time allotted for the activities to do whatever they wanted, especially if their parents are busy with work or business. In the current situation, parent will be the one to submit their children's activity upon submitting, only then they will know that their child only does few activities or maybe student forgot to do it. The left activities will be added for the next week's submissions, which file up the student's paper. So with the help of this application, parents will receive notifications about the new activities to be done for the week. Parents can remind their children to do activities assigned for the week, and they can also monitor what was the progresses of their child from the previous weeks. So next title.
Online housekeeping system using smartphone. The mobile app purpose is to help people in need in terms of cleaning services, especially those as person with comorbidities and our senior citizens. This site intends make a more convenient way to get in touch with people who provide cleaning services. Unlike the direct hiring of permanent housemaids where there are paid monthly or weekly for their work. We found an alternative way where can just hire a certain someone for a day or two to do the job for them and get paid at the same day. Next title.
My next title is the permanent QR code for contact tracing. So, in this time of pandemic, yung PPT po. So, in this time of pandemic, we use QR code for contact tracing. This contact tracing can be seen on different establishments such as malls, banks, stores, etc. And people need to scan the code before entering or they can fill up a form in stating their name, address, contact number, along with the other basic information. And based on my observation and experience, it is hassle to do it that way. And what if the people do not have internet connection to scan the code? The free internet connection in malls takes a lot of time to be connected, and sometimes it does not even work. What if they are in hurry and still needs to fill up the form? Also, I have come up with the idea of having this system where people can have their permanent QR code that contains their personal informations where they can save it. Instead of us, the customers will scan the QR code. They will be the one to scan it. With that, we can save time and money because it is more convenient than the usual way of we are the ones scanning their QR code in before entering the establishment. So next title.
Tracking apartment transaction system. This system can help the management of the apartment more easier and more secured because the owner will list all the records through computer. Is- Instead of handwritten records, this may cause data loss unlike computer records. It is more secure because it has database.
My next title is Online Services, a Barbershop Mobile Application. Um, the reason for choosing this topic is because of the idea that was based on some observations before, um, either in our normal way of living and this pandemic. Men usually encounter the problem that they had to go to their favorite barber shop to get their haircut by their barber of their choice. If the shop had plenty of customer or for a certain day, the customer needs to ask the barber for the time so that he can come back. Sometimes they ended up being lazy and do not come back. So the system intends to make it easier for the customer. He needs to in the app then he can choose a barber shop. So we think that we should list the barber shops we had in our target place and along with its barbers. So in a barber shop usually there are one or more barbers. The customers will have a choice if he wants to set up an appointment or a home service. And in terms of appointment, the customer can choose his number in line where there is also an indicated time for the service or it is the time when he will be coming back or go to the store. If he did not go to the given time, his appointment will be automatically canceled. So that's all for our title presentation. Thank you.
Yan, another wonderful presentation. Thank you for that.
Ay,
Mga konti pang
meron pa po
tingin.
ma'am last na. Meron pa po
Ay,
last.
meron pa po ba? Okay.
Apo, last na.
Go on, sorry.
Okay lang. Online service of tricycles using mobile application. This mobile application aims to focus to the people with disabilities and senior citizens. If it will also beneficial for regular people. People who will be using this app will be able to save time. With the help of this application, the customer will need to provide their name and address to know their identity and current location. That's all.
Okay, let me have the summary, please.
Ma'am, di ko po nalagay yung summary. Yung ano po ba, ma'am? Yung
Summary
mga
niyang lahat,
title po.
magkakasama. Oo, magkakasama. Sige anak, pakiayos mo muna.
Sige ma'am, lagay ko na lang.
Summary mo.
Sige. Ay, nasa naglag. One, two, three. One, two, three. Ah, one, two, three, four. One, two, three, four, five. Six. Yan, okay na po, ma'am. Okay na po, ma'am. Ma'am, okay na po.
Zoom mo hindi makita.
I'm sorry, nakamute pala ako. I'm sorry. Hindi kaya pala hindi mo ako marinig. Okay. Uh, the the parent portal that actually goes with the either the student website or the student portal, which right now nowadays what they are doing is just like with my son's system sa BIL nila, yung student meron ka rin access si parents. Okay, so we actually don't go with that anymore kasi tsaka malaking ano yan eh, malaking system yan eh. Yung number 6 sana, but it was already approved yesterday. Okay, kaya I will go with the barber shop. Okay, there is something for the barbershop pero web yan, hindi na lang mobile app. Okay, where you can actually do appointment, scheduling, tapos we can actually they can actually cater home services, and then the different services pa with the either the barbershop or the parlor. Okay? Yun po yung concern natin. Ha? With that. So, pagsamahin na natin yan. Yung system nyo is actually designed to cater yung mga yan, barbershop and salon. So, your letter C. Okay? Para nowadays, they are able to do appointment kasi with the appointment, isn't it with the MECQ and GCQ, you only have number of person allowed inside. Okay, they need to set appointment. If they're gonna say the Monday is full, okay, you can actually say dun sa availability mo online, yung para kang nagre-reserve ng passport, okay? And at the same time, if they can also give the home service, okay, and with that, we also need to identify what are those services and how much. Okay, for example, if you're going to have it in the parlor or if you're going to have it in the home service, okay, or if you want to also give discount, okay, so let us cater them because okay, they are one of the affected nowadays para dun sa mga small businesses na affected nung pandemic, 'di ba? So but let us not limit to earn money out of the what we call COVID-19 scenario right now, no? Yung mga casualties. Okay? Thank you for that. Okay? Let
Po.
me have the next please. Pag-uusapan pa po natin yan along the way kasi yung next step po natin is for you to come up with your related literature muna. Magcha-chapter 2 tayo for your support and justification for your title. Okay? Ayan. So yung GIS kanina, hello, watch out for that. Hanap ka na ng mga ng mga studies and topic that conducts already the GIS. Okay, next please. I will mute now myself.
Hello, ma'am. Rinig ba po ako? Hello.
Rinig ka, Paps.
Okay. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lance Sinchi, and with me is Nathaniel Lincuran. We are both students from BSIT 3B, and we are here to present or to propose rather our theses or research titles. Before we begin po, I would like to apologize for the brief presentation for the reason that I haven't really have had enough time and rest po because I just got home from a very long travel po just kaninang umaga. So to present our first title, here's my partner Nathaniel. Take it away po.
So our first title would be the Providing Assistance to Financially Unstable Students with HTTP Injector. So for those who don't know, HTTP Injector is a professional VPN tool to browse internet privately. So a typical VPN. So what what we would do with the HTTP injector is we would create an EHI file. It's the typical file that HTTP injector used for free data for students to use. So what we would do is we would create an EHI file for the HTTP injector, inject in a mobile in a mobile device so that they would get a free VPN connection, and then they would go on and use the internet normally as they would like connecting to a Wi-Fi. So the problem with the so we chose this title because of course everyone knows that not everyone have the financial capacity to provide internet for themselves. They always need to buy loads, buy promos in their mobile SIMs, and HTTP injector will help them not to pay anymore for free internet. Next title.
So for our next hello. So for our next title presentation, we have improved student information system for Cavite State University. As you may expect,
some of us already had this idea, and I we are both honestly not so sure about the difference that we could make with the system. But just to give you an insight on our idea about this student information system is that we would give access. We would make a system that would give access to two different people. One would be for professors or administrators, and another would be for the students. Of course, the students like us. The first part would be administrators or professors having access access to different information about students, like for example their student number per se. They can have their address there whenever they want to have a meeting with the parents for a problem or something like that. Also, we have their grades. Admins can input their grades, their concerns, or say reactions to different students, so that we could monitor it more properly. For the sides of the students in here, it would honestly just act like our student portal, which is of course already there. We would see here our subjects, our schedule, our grades, and above those things, we can also see our professors' evaluation for us. Some professors really do care about their students, and it's really just heartwarming to have a system that can have that kind of interaction between the students and the professors. So for our next title, it would be the improved library sorting system. That's
Uh, the next title will be the Improved Library Sorting System for CBSU Imus Campus. As we all know, and as we saw from the library sorting system, it still uses Excel for sorting the different books in the library. So we chose this because the ease of access for every student, for every books available in the library, is not is not user friendly. You would have to either manually look for the books themselves because the books is not properly organized in their proper shelves, or ask the librarian for the specific book that you are going to borrow. And sometimes that is not sometimes the librarian are not right, uh, are not present on the library because maybe they are doing something else. And what if you really need it right now? So library sorting system, advanced library sorting system would definitely help the CBSU. Next.
So for our next title, it would be the portable medical system for doctors and patients amidst the pandemic. So here, the problem obviously is that the pandemic. Yeah, it is the main problem actually of this whole almost 2 years of unsafetyness, if I can say that word. We have in this title or research, we have actually three different major sections or topics that we can provide for this one. We have first of all the consult a doctor option. This app will let you consult doctors that are on the app. You can ask questions and get responses from the doctors themselves, and even get the latest updates from their field or your current condition. The second major part of this would-be system is the virtual health app. There's no doubt that the pandemic has given us a very significant change in the way medical care is treated. It has gained traction so far, and spending healthcare started to transition to virtual healthcare with a massive margin. In this part po of the system, a patient can meet with an offsite medical consultant at his or her venue instead of going to the hospital. In this one, instead of just consulting a doctor, like many people are unsure, many people are scared about their circumstances um, or their condition. The main part of this second part is that Through this one, you can schedule a specific meeting with the patient. I mean, you can meet with an offsite medical consultant, and it gives the patients opportunity to easily find professional options online. The third part of this would be our electronic health record, or EHR. It has proved to be one of the most successful ways to combat inefficiency, poor morale, and a decline in the number of medical mistakes of healthcare. In here, you can input, users can input their self-diagnose, self-diagnose symptoms. They can put in here the ones that they are experiencing right now, and because of this electronic health record, doctors would have an insight on what the medical patients are experiencing. So, yun na po. For our next and final topic, it would be the emergency alert app for all around safety and security. Uh, in this app, we are passionate about technology helping everyone in a positive way. Safety has become an issue all over the world. Because of the pandemic, uh, many people are, say, kumakapit sa patalim, kumbaga. Those are the things that we are struggling with as of now. And not just because of that, we have also a passing typhoon or storm just yesterday, I think. It was covering the entire Philippines, and admit it or not, we are losing most uh, most broadcast channels, and because of that, uh, financially financially unstable people are having no access to help or information about the current problem. Uh, in this emergency alert app, we will have different sections or different uses. We will have a weather information. You can see the weather for the upcoming day, week, or so, and of course there would also be a first aid. There would be a disaster alert, and for me, I guess the most important part of this would be it would have a it would have a button. Uh, it would have a button to alert other people with the same app to respond to you in if ever you have a dangerous or say emergency situation. For example, we have one problem that is really uh, bothering me is that some women or kids or even men actually get this a lot. They would be unsecure, like walking alone, and someone will catcall them or someone would be following them. And because of that, it would give them this anxiety or fear of being followed and having something bad happen to them. Um, with this app, with the press of a single button, like it's a big red button as I am imagining it right now, it would, as you press it, other people with the same app would be notified of your place and the time and where you are exactly on the map. And they would be able to call emergency for you. And some others would, and maybe others would go personally to help you like that for those kind of problems. Uh, Such an app will alert the people in the vicinity of the emergency situation with an alert button. This way, they can either save themselves or help the people stuck based on the type of emergency. So, yun lang po. Here are the summary of our topics, ma'am.
Wow, thank you po. Another nice delivery and presentation. Alam mo, sa inyong dalawa, yung isa malakas, yung sa'yo, maganda. Pagsamahin nyo kayong dalawa. Yung, kung ano yung meron kayong dalawa. No? Parang ganun. So, it's a good delivery. Pero parang sa akin yung loudness parang kulang. Kasi with the loudness, parang doon, most especially if it is a justification. Though it is nice and fluent, no? Maganda siya. So parang konting voice modulation sa lakas. Yung parang doon sa ka-group mo. Okay. Tapos turuan mo naman siya ngayon na na ano, na something like na yung promising yung voice mo. Sa kanya kasi loud. Okay. Yan. Pero ang hihirap naman nitong ginawa niyo, anak. Okay. Kaya ikaw ba, kaya mo bang gawin tong app na to? Emergency alert app. Okay, for the AI. Kasi maganda siya for the capstone. Okay? Pero, don't be overwhelmed of the title, most especially if it is not doable on a particular 5 months or a 1 semester period. Okay? Kasi, anybody can capture your title and propose that. The question is, are you able, will you be able to do it? And if not, then, okay, kasi some panel can be overwhelmed with your ano, oh maganda to, ito na lang. Okay, pero you can still say no, or you can say don't propose it anymore kasi kung hindi pala kaya, mabibitin kayo, magkakaproblema kayo, hindi nyo matatapos, hindi kayo gagraduate. Okay, so don't put yourself in a scenario that yeah, you'll not be able to ano, to fulfill the graduation. Okay? So magaganda siya. Yung student information system, ang dami na niyan. Actually, there are so many library system that proposed yesterday, pero wala pa ako diyang na-approve na library. Okay? Yung medical na to, it was given to yesterday din. Parang ano naman yan, sa health naman, sa health, parang barangay health MIS, parang ganun ang datingan. Okay? For ano, for parang ganun, parang barangay. Tapos ang counterpart niya, health naman, yung barangay. Okay, yun naman ang ano niya. You know what, I am actually curious about this providing assistance to financial unstable student with HTTP in Check 4. Is this something like a system or a gadget or what? Parang ganun.
It's an app po, ma'am. App po siya
That
na...
you-
Yun po,
Then
pwede
what
po siya... Ay, sorry po, ma'am. Ano po yun, ma'am?
Ano ba kasi, makakakuha ba siya dyan ng pera o ng magandang internet connection? What
Makakakuha po siya ng maganda internet connection po, ma'am. Wala po siyang binibigay na pera pabalik. Pero libre lang po.
na i-discover mo yung system, ganon, doon siya ko-connect?
Parang ganito po kasi yung concept. No? Parang, kunwari gagawa po kami ng i-inject nila sa phone nila parang kami po yung main server. Tapos ko-connect po sila sa, parang ganun yung concept. No? Parang kami yung magiging gateway para magkaroon sila ng free internet. Parang ganun.
Oh, okay. So parang ano yan, scientist of the IT. Magdi-discover kayo, hindi develop. Tama ba? Or both, may hardware and software. Diba, no? Sige nga, I'm gonna grant to you the library on how are you going to automate the library of the Cavite State University with all their books, available books that can be up, okay, para magamit ng mga estudyante natin. Okay, na restricted dun sa mga student lang natin, that if they will be looking and browsing, how are you going to conceptualize that one book will be turned into a PDF or an ebook? In what easiest way you will be able to do that, and you will organize, and you will systematize, and you will be able to have the online OPAC at the same time for the Cavite State University na students. Okay? Parang nag-online ka ng OPAC, pero when you get the title and you click the title, automatically the whole content of the book will also be available. Ganon. Okay? Actually, gagamit ka rin dyan ng ng either PDF o kaya ng image scanner mo. Meron nang nag-propose niyan pero this time, ang gagawin mo naman is yung lahat ng book. No? Kasi sayang siya, nandun lang siya sa shelves, na-obsolete siya because the books is actually has a 5 years age acceptability, 'di ba? Kasi pag 5 years and beyond, pag beyond 5 years rather, it is parang obsolete na, hindi na siya credible na na mga references. They're gonna ask you about the updated. Okay, though though syempre marami rin tayo dong mga books na old na that we can still use as a reference. But there are also thesis in there that you can use. Kaya lang, how are you going to have that kung naka-blue book tapos you're not able to access or view that one? O how can it help the needs of the students? Parang ganun. Okay? So, thank you for that, for the both of you. Bye-bye, Mama. Next group, please.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wait lang po. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, classmates. So today we will be presenting to you our titles. I'm Cheska Dayuta and my partner is Janine Grimaldo. So the first title, Janine, Vet- Veterinary Clinics Online Application for Pets Vaccination in the City of Imus. So this is all about online application or registration of your pet's vaccination through online to make an easier way to schedule your pet. We all know, especially as a pet owner, we bring them to the vet even if they are not sick or they don't have disease or injury. We bring them to get them vaccinated to prevent viruses or and worms. This is very quick, just a few minutes and it's all done. But the problem is when you arrive at the clinic, there's a lot of people bringing their pets. So you have to line up. You have to wait longer before you can get your pet vaccinated. The wait is even longer than doing vaccinating your pet. The details of your pet's schedule will be discussed in you personally and they will give you a card for the next scheduled vaccination of your pet. So what if you misplace it or you fill it with water? So what if you misplace your card or you fill it with water? You cannot longer have your own record. So you need to tell them about it and have a new card where the record of your pet's vaccination is recorded or written there. But you cannot contact them ASAP. They don't answer messages or calls right away because they are busy. Also, they are not active in their Facebook page. Ways like this are very hassle, so having this research can make pet owners schedule their pet in an easier way. So we come up with this title. We think something that can really make sense and necessary to the people who really needs it. So for me, as an owner of 11 cats, um, we know that having a cat is and dog is such a big responsibility. So you need to get them vaccinated right away. So um, we want them to bring to the vet, but there's a lot of vet clinics here in the city of Imus. Does not have enough contacts to reach them or to schedule our pet for vaccination. Some vet clinics here in the city of Imus that does not have an easier way to make us contact them. I experienced many times that I cannot reach them. They don't answer phone calls, messages in their Facebook page. They do not reply and the number that they put in their Facebook page is cannot be reached. So the problem in this title is the struggle of pet owners once they want to bring their pets in the vet clinics for vaccination, the hassle that they are experiencing once they want to contact or to reach the vet clinics, and the keeping of records using a paper or card only. So we will be creating an online, the solution to this is we will be creating an online system application where the the pet owners can use it. So, of course, choose, we will identify all the problems and we think a possible solution. So we will research about this topic. We will be focusing on the problem, which is the slow response of the vet clinics when reaching them through Facebook Messenger, phone calls, and texts. So I wanted to have an easier way to register my pet or newly rescued for vaccination. We wanted to bring them to the vet with a proper schedule or appointment. So it will be less hassle and it will be helpful. Next is an online platform for announcements and primary planning of the barangays in the city of Imus during the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is all about the online platform or a website where the barangay official can send an announcement where the community can access it or can be seen it easier. Barangay has many responsibility, concern, mission to the community, especially now during a pandemic. They have many plans and rules to be announced. They have event where the people in barangay go to the office to get their relief goods. At least when they have an online platform, the people will be updated on what they were planning on or what they're going to do. Me as one of the residents of the barangay, I experienced one time that they do disinfect the surroundings and they entered in our compound and they were not prepared. I have 11 cats and they get stressed. Um, so for me as a resident of a barangay, I wanted to have an update so I will be prepared on what they are going to do in our barangay and we are all updated. It will be less hassle if there will be an online platform or website where all the residents will be updated. So we come up with this title because I experienced inconvenience caused by the barangays in our area. The suddenly that they go into the houses and they did not inform to us or remind to us about their plans. And I think this title would be the answer to our problem. Um, some barangay here in the city of Imus does not have enough way to be able to announce their plans and project to our barangay. Some residents in the barangay cannot take their rotten system and it's really annoying their Facebook is not active. I did try to message them for our concerns, but they don't reply to us. Facebook page is not enough for us to be updated because they are not active. So the main problem that we really want to solve is the online platform or the website where all the residents can be updated on what project will be the barangay officials will do to our barangay and what their plan is. We want to have an easier way to get information from them using an online platform or a website. Next is microchipping of animals in the province of Cavite. Microchip is identification tag that is inserted under the skin of an animal. It is smaller than the grain of rice. Microchipping doesn't affect the procedure of inserting a microchip under the skin of animals using a syringe. It is used passive radio frequency identification or RFID technology. It is also known as PIT or passive integrated transponder tag. RFID technology is not a replacement for barcode. It is a complement for distant readings of codes. This technology automatically identifying an animal. Pit tag is an implantable transponder used for unique identification of animals. Microchipping in the in the province of Cavite is not that well known. That's why we want to talk about it. Pet owners get their pets microchip for their safety and for their peace of mind. Because when you lose your pet, it has no identity. If your pet has a microchip, then if someone finds your pet and takes him to an animal shelter or vet clinic, the staff on duty will scan him with a microchip reader. If he is a microchip, the scanner will beep and give the staff member the chip number which they can which they can then look up in the microchip system and contact the owner. Microchip is the way for the pet to get back to the owner once they lost and someone bring that lost to vet to scan if the pet has an owner. So we come up with this title. Me as a pet owner, I wanted my pets to have this microchipping. It will be help us to lessen our concern or worry when they get lost. Microchipping is one of the best things to do with your pets. It has It has an identification number programmed to it. It helps identify your pet. It is a permanent identification that cannot be lost, altered, or destroyed. The microchip will stay with your pets for life. Microchipping is in the province of Cavite is not yet well known. Some pet owners don't have any idea about this. Microchipping here in the Philippines is very limited. Some vet clinics don't have microchip implantations. So microchip will be helpful and necessary to us, especially to the pet owners. Microchipping before microchipping in the Philippines start June 1, 2018. And all the pet owners uh, the Bureau of Animal Industry Philippines requiring all the pets, cats, and dogs to be provided a frequency identification or RFID. Microchip is a mandatory requirement for entry into the Philippines. Before the dogs and cats enter in the Philippines, they need to have microchip. But what about the cats and dog that lives here in the Philippines? They also need microchip implantations, especially not all the vet clinics here in the Philippines have microchip. So microchip is like a proof of ownership. It can be used to update the medical record and pets owner security and other important information. Vet clinics, animal shelter, and municipal animal control facility usually have scanner capable of reading microchips. When the chip is scanned, the number is matched in the database to determine the owner's contact information to the so the pet can be returned. So the problem that we really want to solve. Some owners didn't know about microchipping here in the Philippines. Only a few vet clinics have microchip implantation. And also the problem that I want to improve about microchipping technology is about the GPS. Microchip has no GPS where they can track their pets once it get lost. It's not tracking device and do not work like global positioning device. That's the problem of microchip that I really want to solve. I really want to improve it. So we will work with this, and a microchip can do GPS tracking, but micro GPS chip functions just like a regular GPS device. It receives GPS signal from satellites and use wireless connectivity. It is capable for transmitting the data to controlling distant system device such as your PC or mobile phone. A system tracking application is usually installed to view the microchip's location. So if GPS tracking microchip was implanted under the skin, it would need to record all the applicable GPS tracking information such as speed, time, direction, orientation, and more, and then need to transmit the tracking system data. A GPS tracking application is usually installed to view the microchip's location. So we will be focused on the people's unfamiliarity in microchipping implantation. We want to help them to get to know about this and influence them to have their pet microchip. And the GPS tracking device improvements in the microchip. Next.
Grocery shopping mobile application. The reason why I choose this study is since many people are afraid to leave the house, and also there are some people who are not allowed to go out, especially those 18 below and above 65 years old, which are enforced for their own safety. The developing this grocery shopping application where they can choose what they want to buy in stores based on the location that they've entered when they log in in the application. Um, they could have a personal shopper or something like a Grab where um, who will deliver their chosen groceries in the stores that they chose. Since based on my observations, some of us live alone and they have no one else to rely on to buy their necessities, especially food. Since using this grocery shopping app, they will no longer have to leave the house house further, and it will be ensured that it will be delivered to them quickly and safely. Since it also can help other people who lost their job due to the pandemic, they can make it sideline, since this job can be anyone with or without experience. Cooking recipe recommendation system, since we're a lot of some of us like to cook also, um, and since we're all always indoors, we want to expand their knowledge. We want to expand their knowledge when it comes to different dishes. For example, they want to cook their favorite ingredients like ramen, where in this system you can select your main ingredients. Then this system will come up with different style of menu, and also it could have a recipe that they could easily find, or if they want some fancy, from simple to fancy dishes, uh, which also could help for the people who want to learn cooking, which the it could also have a step-by-step procedure in their chosen dish. Also, the next topic is pet health. I chose this study, or I came up with the study, since we cannot just go to veterinary clinic unless you make an appointment online, which now makes it difficult for pet owners, especially in emergencies. We cannot let our pets to be checked by experts immediately, since in this information system, pet health information system, they can search up about the symptoms of their pets for them to know what type of disease, or if they can uh, make an something that could help the pet to relieve pain, or also inside they can easily find charities for their dogs that could also help for pet owners who do not have the ability to have their pet seen by an expert. Just like the most common disease that our pets caught, like since I had a dog, since all of our dogs that we pet uh, got and parvos, so there's also we can make an herbal medicine, where here in the system they can search something they can substitute first for the as like first aid for their pet to be relieved and their pain, that before they got checked by the expert. That's all po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Parang ang haba, no? Kasi yung the way you present it, and then it has actually explanation and justification now with it. Okay, so at least right now, I am very confident enough that the rest of the na nag-present, maganda at maayos naman. Basta mga anak, wag kayong mabablock out. Okay? During the time that the panel is there is for them to help you to make your system better and enhance it in a way that you need to adapt whatever yung mga adjustment dun sa modules, okay, or additional with the business process that they will suggest, okay? Kasi sometimes your worry was, baka hindi ko masagot, baka ganon, pero basically, if you're just delivering it that way, and you will be attentive of what they were asking to, hindi naman kayo mabablock out kasi dapat nandun sila para i-guide kayo at i-help para mas maging maganda pa yung project nyo. Okay? They are not actually there to uh what do you call this one, to put you down, okay, but syempre to lift you up, okay, with your project. Okay, so I'm happy of what you are actually doing right now kasi laban na. Okay, magagaling pala talaga yung mga batch nyo ngayon. Okay, the barangay is out of the scope na. Okay, yung microchip sa animal, yung pet health information, at saka yung number 1, pagsasama-samahin yan natin sa isang pet management information system. Okay? That is, wait lang nga, si E. Si Dayuta at saka si Grimaldo. Okay, pet MIS system. Okay? So that can be helpful dun sa veterinary natin at saka dun sa mga ibang mga clinic natin where they can easily handle yung information not only for the dogs, of course, by the owner. So dalawa ang profiling niya na ililink niyo, no? Profile nung owner, kasi when they get in, of course, it's not the dog but the name of the owner plus the profile of the owner plus the medical history of this plus if you want to have the microchip which serve na parang ID niya, no? Parang magkakaroon siya ng dog tag. Okay, kasama yan doon, magkakasama yan doon. Yung vaccination mo is just one module that integrated on the MIS where it will monitor and at the same time inform for the next the next schedule of the vaccination or if it is completed or the next year, parang merong automatic SMS o kaya auto email ang dating. Okay, so actually pwede mo na yung gamitin din in the future. Yung mga title nyo kasi ngayon, pwede naman yan sa SOPENG, pero kung ang datingan kasi niyang pang capstone, much better kung magagamit nyo siya, marireserve nyo siya dun sa capstone. Parang ganun ang pinoposi ko sa inyo. Okay? Kasi yung mga pinopropose nyo ngayon, lalo na yung mga kanina, pang capstone na yan eh. Okay, kaya ang tanong ko sa inyo, kaya nyo bang gawin? Is it doable with those very extravagant na pag-propose nyo nun title? Okay, lalo na yung sa mobile, 'di ba? Kasi you don't actually have elective or subject that was that you undergo and taught you to do the mobile programming. Okay? Yun, ma'am. Okay? Thank you for the two of you. Okay, it's a very good presentation and delivery. Okay, can I call on to the next, please?
Thank you po.
Pang-anim. Who's the next? We cannot hear you clear, Nico. Nico, anak, it's not clear. Nico.
Naka-voice changer ka.
It's not clear. Wala po akong naririnig.
Try mo mag-live ulit. Tapos balik ka ulit.
Hello? Hello, ma'am? So, good evening, ma'am. My name is Nico Angela Manimbaw, and this is my post thesis title. Unfortunately, my Nico Asabel cannot join this meeting today, but he gave me his voice records. Ito muna sa akin, ma'am. Record system for school tools and supplies in every facilities. Significance. By this record system, it will help the staff who are assigned in managing the school tools and supplies. By this, it will easy track and when they use the tools. It will lessen the risk of to the stolen tools and will easily monitored. Why I came up with this idea? Years ago, I always borrow stuff in the school and very time consuming when you need to fill out the first borrowing, especially when you really need the item. Also, I hear to my friends that most of the stuff in the school are lost and forgot them to return. Problem to be solved. Lots of school stuff, tools and equipment are lost and some are returned with damage. Solution. To have a system access and list every school tools and equipment to avoid the loss of record. Goal. Lessen the stolen tool and equipment owned by the school. To organize, monitor, and easy access by the teachers and students of the University IMUS. To avoid the loss of record,
because it just written backup information. Creating website to teachers lesson presentation to access of ability statement significance. That this website will propose that PDF file of lesson will be uploaded in a website. It's also useful to the students who want to search about their current topics, lesson, a lesson, and also for the students who wants to review their past lessons. They can also posting different stuff like news in our campus, surveys, and other organizations. Why I came up with this idea. During this pandemic, we are still learning and adjusting to our online classes. We help our students of Cavite State IMUS students problems to be solved. The organization posting lessons and discussion in the website solutions. Students that want to search about their current lessons and to those who want to review their past lessons. Then last yung goal. To help our students that may left behind for them to easily search or access any lessons and discussion that taught in CBSU, not complicated and may have a great data use. And my last title, creating an individual user account for every IT students to act significance. Study is given to give students their own account where they can keep their own files, codes, and etc. They can access or log in their account in any computer or Cavite State IMUS. The thing is stored in the system. Next is problems to be solved. IT student privacy is easy access of their files in any computer in the laboratory. Solution. It will be exclusive for IT students. We are using computer most of the time. Goal. To able to store our files and able to use every computers in any computer laboratory in the campus. To create an individual for every IT students for the easily access their files. To have a easily access to our files within transferring to other computer and to have a privacy in students file. Then i-play ko yung sinend na voice record ng partner ko.
Oh, where's your other group?
Hindi po ba rinig, ma'am?
Hindi din. Wala kami naririnig.
Paano kung i-present? Wait lang, ma'am, may try lang ako.
Nico, send mo daw kay Johari.
Johari na?
Si Johari daw magpe-play ng audio.
Nico,
Hello.
pa-play ko na.
Sige, boy.
Good day, everyone. My name is Enrico Sabel, and I am here to defend my titles, which are the following. Number one is Record System with Biometrics of Cavite State University for Admission and Enrollment. Number two would be Barcode Identification System of Students for Campus Entry of Cavite State University. And number three, Identification System for Campus Library of Cavite State University. So I would like to defend my first title, which would be Record System with Biometrics of Cavite State University for Admission and Enrollment. So I presented this title because I know that enrollment and admission in Cavite State University is taking up a lot of time, and not to mention the long lines wherein the students or newly enrolling students would line up so that they can process step by step in order to get admitted and enrolled. So this kind of system would present that biometrics should be used in order to pull up all those records, and in the case of newly admitting students, their records would be recorded alongside with their biometrics so that they can pull up those information in no time. In this way, when students are in the process of admission, they will just fill up a form, and then they will register their biometrics alongside with those information so that those information can be used anywhere in the campus without any problems, and long lines would be limited or at least zero. So with that, that kind of system would be great, so that you can lessen the hassle of enrollment This kind of system is used by first world countries when it comes to registration of their students, and it lessens the hassle of long lines and, of course, the traditional way of writing down information every time. Even though you are already an old student, you have to fill up something in order to get re-enrolled to the next year level. So with this kind of system, you are only going to fill up those information when you are a new student, a freshman that will be admitted in the campus. With that said, after enrolling and after admitting, your information will be reused every year. First, first year, second year, third year, up to fourth year, and without any hassle with re-enrollment. The second title would be Barcode Identification System of Students for Campus Entry of Cavite State University. So with this kind of system, the students will only use a barcode, may it be in a cell phone or in a registered app or even in a piece of paper that will be scanned, and all the student information will be pulled up, whether it be about academics or even possible derogatory records. They are with this kind of system, students will not be obligated to wear their IDs while inside the campus, and it also lessens the hassle of having your ID worn at all times, and also the risks of losing your ID and having the trouble of filing affidavit of loss whenever you lost your ID will be eliminated once the ID number would be inputted as a barcode that will be scanned only every time you enter or go out of the campus. This kind of system would be beneficial for Cavite State University because uh, it will lessen the trouble of issuing IDs for students. Sometimes the issuing of students will take up a lot of time since students in the campus are huge in amounts, and the campus cannot process everything at once, and uh, some students would be uh, having no IDs during the first few months of school year. This kind of system is used by first world countries when it comes to registration of their students, and it lessens the hassle of long lines and, of course, the traditional way of writing down information every time. Even though you are already an old student, you have to fill up something in order to get re-enrolled to the next year level. So with this kind of system, you are only going to fill up those information when you are a new student, a freshman that will be admitted in the campus. With that said, after enrolling and after admitting, your information will be reused every year. First, first year, second year, third year, up to fourth year, and without any hassle with re-enrollment. So this kind of system will not only implement security for the campus library, but also security for the students, as well as tracking whether the books are in good condition or if they are borrowed by students. And it will lessen the risks of having books lost or stolen by unwanted individuals. This kind of identification system would be great for the campus library, and of course, this kind of system is sometimes used by schools abroad, and this kind of system is computerized, of course, and it can be a great alternative for logbooks, which would take a lot of time, and of course, not to mention the contact physical contact of people, most especially now at times of a pandemic. Of course, we would like to lessen the physical contact of each person when it comes to entering a public place, and even if schools were reopened, it would most probably like still implement social distancing, and of course lessen physical contact with other people.
That is also.
Ayan, thank you for that. Though we have technical problems with your audio. Okay, but you still deliver it. Good. Pero bakit puro no, puro kabsu? The record system with biometrics, actually, I conceptualize this one with the capstone, pero it will not be helpful right now with our present scenario. Barcode identification system of students for campus entry. Enrollment yung isa. Library was already given. I will go with the um, school maintenance, school or CBSU maintenance management information system. Yun pala yung natandaan ko kanina. Okay? So parang siya, parang magiging inventory ka nung everything about the KABSU. For example, how many chairs, how many tables, how many blackboards, how many electric fans, okay? On these particular rooms, what are those things that already replaced? O kaya yung repaired. Okay? So parang ganun, ma'am. Okay? So yun yung sa inyo. Kasi gusto nyo kabso di doon na lang kayo sa maintenance part niya. Okay? So that is CBSU maintenance, MIS. Or
Yes, ma'am.
parang inventory to. Okay? Thank you, man,
Thank you, ma'am.
Isabel. Next, please. Wala na po ba? Who's next?
Hello, hello. Good evening, ma'am. I'm Adson James Amareliano, and my partner is Charlene Pitogo. And I'm gonna present to you our title proposal. Our first title proposal is Sales and Inventory Management System with SMS notification for small businesses. Retail industry in the Philippines is growing in fast pace and keep increasing time to time. So in order to keep up, sales and inventory management system is a computer-based system that provides the shop structure for maintaining and controlling the products to be stocked. With the use of notification system, it will notify what product is almost gone. The problem of small business in the Philippines is having a traditional way of inventorying by the use of spreadsheet or notebooks that not very secured and difficult to maintain. But by using this system, it will mostly solve the solution of using the traditional way of inventory. The benefits of this is approach of sales and inventory management system is to avoid product overstock, lost product with the use of SMS notification in it. Sales and inventory management system is very important for upcoming small business to monitor what's your best selling product or service that help you maintain sales and prevent from business failures. Next one is, next one. Is, 1. Cemetery mapping and management system for public cemetery. Cemetery play an important role in the community as a vital place for remembrance and mourning. They need to be for pla- properly planned for and maintained. In the Philippines, many public cemetery is not managed well and no map information to be seen. No information about the deceased person. So the system will provide you a solution to management and mapping of the public cemetery. The benefits of the system is aimed to provide map info of the user to easily locate the with less effort and to the deceased person they're finding. The system locate, search, and record the information of the deceased person, which is really time consuming and takes a lot of effort in order to work to be done. Uh, our next title is Web-based College Inquiry Chatbot. The system is a web application that aims to answer to the students frequently asked questions about the school, like event, faculty details, location, address, students fee, courses offered. The system will help to minimize a workload of the school by having a chatbot to answer students' questions. Also help students to easily communicate and inquire to school. That's all.
So for my first title is item scan or a photographic scanner mobile app. A photographic scanner is a mobile application that allows you to scan anything using an image and find it online to purchase it or if it's available to your country and where to buy it. For people who saw a good looking clothing that they see in the internet but don't know what kind of brand or product it is and where to find it. In this application, there will be an option where you can use the camera or upload an image then or you can instantly scan. So the application will automatically search the item for you and with the list of product information and where you can buy the item in stores or online. By using the app, it will list articles, information, and the news and the manufacturer as well as with the product. It also allows you to scan anything from ranging to clothes brands to appliances or daily necessities that can help you what item is and where to buy it online or in stores near you. For the problem with this is, for example, in this pandemic, we have a problem when we saw an item or a appliances that we saw online. We wanted to, or for example, when we are watching a video and you wanted that specific item but you don't know what it is or what's the name of the products. That's why this uh, no, application will help you find what kind of item it is. So next proposal is smart parking system, parking spot locator using GPS. So uh, the smart parking system is a parking mobile app that helps you find free and paid parking spots at your location. The app could use his GPS, webcams, location, parking data in real time to find free and paid parking space nearby. In our modern days, especially back then when we used to hang out with our families to watch movie when before pandemic we were having a hard time finding um, a parking space parking slot and we uh, we had a lot of problem that would take us a little while to get into the mall. So
people have navigated their way through the parking lot or space trying to find a spot to discover that there isn't one. People must have missed meetings or appointments. When you open the app, it will automatically search your area if there is available parking space using the GPS or the parking data real time. You can also manually search it through the app. If you haven't reserved a parking space yet, but it will also help the application, people can reserve and find a spot on where to park near their office area or in the mall or in whatever uh, clinic nearby. It can also alert them if a driver leaves the parking spot so they won't have to miss an appointment or meeting. E-Work Helper online remote job finder app. In this app, where you can find lots of companies that are hiring online with setting your own schedule of what time you can work within your homes and an app finding a small paid work in your area. In our People have started to realize the tremendous benefits of working remotely, especially working from home. And with lots of people losing their jobs on the pandemic and having to control your own time is a big con with many reasons. Difficulty in finding such remote jobs. It is also use it is also for users who are in need of some quick money and willing to do small works like repairing a computer, making quick documents, school projects, and sidelines. Creating an app that bridges the gap between the job seeker and the employer is perfect solution for this problem and also changes the job seeking methods. And also this help, it will help the it will help the person to find a lot of job openings, especially from big companies to small companies, and even the uh, the people who are requesting for help, especially for freelancers. It will help them to get a job quickly rather than going through a lot of websites and finding the right company or finding a lot of websites. Some of them are scams that they will uh, steal your information and also scam you by taking by taking your money. So, I don't know.
Okay, thank you. It's very good. Okay, very nice delivery. Okay, ano ba yung mga delivery nyo na yan kapag ka ba hindi na virtual, ganun pa rin dapat? Okay, you should and you must. Okay? I already have my inventory. Ha? Dalawa to eh. Pero, isa lang ang kailangan ko. Okay? Actually, meron akong tatlong interesting title sa inyo. Okay, if you will look it over in the future, pwede nyo yung magamit. But I'll go with the cemetery mapping and management system. Okay? Okay ba?
Yes po.
Arellano. Okay, so thank you. Thank
Yes
you
po.
po. Next group,
Thank
please.
you.
Turuan ko kayo mag-CMS para makagawa na kayo ng website. Who's next?
Sineset up lang po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Five more groups to go.
Teka lang po, ma'am. Nagdalag daw po.
Good evening, Miss Ana Obon. My name is Carl Daniel Carillo, and my group mate is,
Osorio Dexter.
and this is our research title proposal. So, our first title is Aiding Cavite State University Students Using the Faculty Update application.
So what we mean by this proposal is, if you remember during the face-to-face classes, when you visit the faculty of some of the departments of the professors, you can see there a piece of paper outside where it states in class, outside, or in a meeting. We thought of making that into a mobile app for the reason that we want to help not only the students but also the teachers tell the students where they are, because in the university there's multiple courses, multiple sections with thousands of students. So sometimes the students really need to see their teachers ASAP, and it takes a lot of time and effort going to their department just to see where they are and just to find out that they're not even in the school. So like in this app, your that piece of paper will be in your cell phones. Like in the cell phone, they can update where they are. If they are in class, they can indicate in what classroom they are in. If they are outside, they can indicate that too. If they have an emergency and can't attend the meeting, the class, they can put it there too. The difference between announcing it there and to the messenger is sometimes there's a few students that is unknowingly not in the GC. They'll only find out that they're not in the GC too late. So if you have the app, you can get updated there even if you're not in the GC. That takes less space in your chat box too. So I think that's the goal of our first title. The next title is
So, our second title is Providing a Better Laboratory Experience for CBSU Students Using Login System. Our second title is about the login and sign up system. So we would like to create a system that will show the user the PC in our com lab. It will also provide information about everything that they provide within the text boxes. It's saved directly to the server's database. The server can also restrict some actions in the PC that it's not important or related to the subject. This login system can provide better security and experience for the students who uses the ComLab. This login system also contains a backup of the database in case of accidentally deleting and system crashing. So our third title is helping student body organizations with student record system.
The student record system, CABSU as a whole has that record system for students, but what we saw during our time there was the student organizations such as BITS and others doesn't really have their own. So we want to help them by giving their own program. Like since there's multiple events that happens in the span of 1 year, they need to keep track of funds and plenty of students at that, and they're doing it manually with papers and Excel. That really takes a lot of time and effort. So if we can give them this program that can lessen their workload a bit because they're handling school affairs and also their own subjects and studies. So we think this system can help them a bit from for their time management and lessening the hassle. Next.
So our next title is implementing the mobile alarm reminder application for senior citizens.
So as far as we know, senior citizens tend to signs of aging is one sign of aging is get being forgetful, and senior citizens really have to some have to take their maintenance medicines, and that two doesn't really work well with each other. So we thought of this program like it works as similarly to the alarm clock, but the difference is you can actually put notes on the alarm, so an automated voice will read out what what your medicine, what your appointment for that time is, and it keeps record, it keeps track of what you take, of what you do, so you can be reminded of it once you check the date, once you check the application again, so you can make sure that you did or you skip during this time. This is for the senior citizens that really has bad memories now because their maintenance medicines really mean a lot to their health. So I think this can help them a lot, and that's why we propose this title.
So our last title is improving City of Imo's medical record, keeping with the help of new digital site and QR code.
So this proposal is for a website. Like you can have an ID with a QR code. Then the QR code redirects to a website or page that contains all your medical records, like
Wala akong
where
ibang gamit dito ngayon. Dito mo muna yung ilagay.
where you
Lalagyan ko ng amitras eh. Spray ko lang sa
where you
kama ko
got your
masyado
Meron
mataas.
doon, ayun o, yung merong screen address. Ayun na yung isa. Ayun o,
where you get
ayun o.
your checkup, your digitally scanned records, papers, because these days the medical related papers really
Amitras to?
Oo.
may get lost or destroyed. So that will be an hassle if you need to transfer hospitals. So with this, you can get an ID with a QR code attached to it. So when the QR code is scanned, the Medigital site pops up and all your previous health results check up will be there. It's like compiling all your medical records in one place to lessen the hassle for you to take the papers and for the doctors to track your medical records.
So that's our proposal, Ma'am Robon, and maraming salamat po.
Gusto sa'yo. Hala, ba't ganito na to? Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. Wala, ba't puro sulat yung kamay ko? Sorry ah. Puro ballpen yung kamay ko. Yung braso ko. Okay, thank you for that, no? Another interesting titles. Huh? Alam mo maganda yung sa organization eh. Tapos lahat ng organization they will use that together with the what do you call this one, the student council. I actually have that one eh. Okay, pero meron pang mas maganda yata diyan. Okay, yung improving medical record, keeping with the help of medical medigited sa site and QR code. On what particular group or organization this will be applied for? Is this for the barangay health? Is this for the private? Is this for the clinics or the lying in? Saan mo siya na foresee to apply or to get the business process?
Sa barangay po, ma'am.
Oh,
For the
that's
barangay.
actually the health. The health one. 'Di ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Oo. So diyan na lang tayo sa health. Okay, barangay health.
Sige po.
Salamat po.
Area. Ito lang ha, baka may barangay health na rito. Yung isa barangay lang, di ba? Ito barangay health. Okay. Next, please. Sino pa po? You just share it now. Thank you.
Hello, rinig po ako. So, hello, good evening everyone. I'm Cyrus Pimentel and I'm here to present my research title proposals. And ma'am, please excuse my group mate for she is unable to attend this meeting due to her work schedule. So, without further ado, here is my first research title. This research title is called CVSU Student Section Sorting. This is a site where there will be sections for each course and year inside for students to post whether they are enrolled in the section. Why this? We've all been there. Being a new student is difficult. Having to look up for your classmates, teachers, and section can be hard. This is helpful for new students or even irregular students to find their class section. Next title is the implementation of anti-radiation display filter for mobile phones. Is a kind of filter that we place on top of our display on our mobile phones to reduce radiation that emits on our screen. Why this? As blue light makes it difficult for us to focus on our screen, this anti-radiation filter reduces eye strain when using mobile phones for extended long period of time and is compatible to almost any mobile devices. Next is enhanced digital alarm clock, a clock that tells us what date it is today. It is a digital alarm clock that has the ability to show on screen the time and what date it is today, whilst its volume is gradually increasing to wake us up. It also has an option to put on lists of things to do on screen in case we have things to do when we get up. Why this? As we all know, digital alarm clocks shows us what time and date it is today. This alarm clock also gives us a visual representation of what date it is today in case we forget what day, week, or even month it is when we wake up. The option to put on lists of things to do on screen is also another helpful way to remind us of important things to do that we might not want to miss when we get up. Things you will see on screen: time and date, notes, instruction manual. Another title is GPS Alarm Tracker, alarm for phones when you get too far away. It's a small device that can be clipped on our clothes and is paired to our mobile phones. It will vibrate when we get too far to remind us that we might have forgotten to pick up our phones, and will start emitting an alarm sound from our phones when we haven't picked it up for a few minutes. Why this? This small device is purposely designed for us to avoid losing our handheld mobile devices inside or outside our home. It is extremely handy for people who easily forget where they put their belongings at. Things you will see on screen: distance settings, alarm sound settings, vibrate settings, and time settings. And that concludes my research titles proposals. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Kindly please give me the summary. I can does it mean si Permin hindi siya nakapag-send or nakapag-present, anak?
Ah, ito pong mga nakalagay po dito sa
Mhm.
ideas ko po ito lahat. Hindi po kasi
Okay.
nakalimutan po kasi ni Fermin i-send yung mga titles niya.
Oh. Pag-usap muna kayo ni Permin, anak. Ha? Para
Opo.
dun sa title niya rin. Kasi kung na-send niya sana yung title, the list is mabibigyan din siya ng grade. Pero pag binigyan kita ng grade, automatically I'm gonna make your group mate 0 kasi wala siya. Okay? Parang ganon. Okay? Tapos let us find another way for you to have yung kanya naman. Okay? Kasi baka mamaya doon sa kanya, meron ding mga interesting na titles. Pero for now, ihang ko muna kayong dalawa ni Permin. Ha?
Okay po.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
po,
you.
ma'am.
Next, please. You just remind me, anak, of this, ha? Na wala pa kayo.
Opo, ma'am.
Okay. Who's next? Thank you. Dalawa. Tatlo. Apat. Lima.
Kaming dalawa po ni ano ma'am, ni Resurrection.
Go on.
Ma'am, may sabihin po ako uli, regarding po dun sa ka-groupmate ko, si Fermin.
Oh.
Gusto na po niya uli na ipa-remind sa inyo yung sinend niya pong ano, parang picture sa GC,
Oo,
sa
sige,
work
anak.
schedule niya. Okay po, thank you.
Oo, sige.
So magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. So ito po yung title na aming pinapropose. In our research, using the attendance monitoring system,
has shown that regular attendance and academic achievements are closely linked. And it is therefore important that we know you are attending regularly. By monitoring student attendance, we hope to be able to identify students who need support at an early stage and put in place measures to help them continue their studies. Student attendance. Student attendance monitoring is a requirement for all students. The Cavite State University, Imus campus expects you to attend all your expects to attend your mandatory timeable timeable sessions. The proposed system was generally focused on the monitoring of the login and logout of the students and teachers. Students and teachers will only provide their identification code for their attendance after registering their information. The system will automatically determine and reflected if a student did not attend these classes. Educational mobile apps directly target the psychology of the students, which help students to understand and grab the information from a different perspective. This app makes them understand the concepts by giving them challenging tasks, puzzles, and educational games.
Yes, ikaw na.
School supplies storage system for Cavite State University Imus campus. Our aim is to give a better sorting and inventory system for the campus and for our customer to be updated whether it's available or not, and possibly in and out system. Cloud-based video communication software for student of CABSU Imus campus. In short, it's like a Gmeet app exclusive for CABSU Imus campus. Our aim is to have more secure network where the students and professors of CABSU can engage in an online class or activity, and it has low data consumption for mobile users. It is easily accessible for any kind of device. Yun lang po.
Okay, thank you. But my first question is why it is only 4 while in fact the minimum of each member should be 3. So this should be 6. Hmm. Ano yan? Apat-apat dapat pagsamahin if it is supposed to be 8. Okay, para summary. Parang ganon. Hindi, I mean, kuya, di ba, dalawa kayo nag-present. Is that only total of 4? Wala nang iba? Or tag-apat kayo?
Wala na po. Ay no, ma'am. Akala po namin by group.
Oo nga, by group, kuya. But it was stated there that 3, minimum of 3, maximum of 5 each members of the group. Okay? So, para hindi malukot sila, permin, sabayan nyo sila. Kasi kulang yung present nyo. Okay, next please. Okay, tsaka kindly please make more something unique and different. Okay, you can actually go outside. Yung mga small businesses natin, marami diyang in needs of. Okay, tumingin pa kayo. Huwag kayong mag-focus masyado sa kabso. Puro kayo kabso. Okay, hindi naman kayo i-entertain ni kabso kasi una you cannot get into the school. Secondly, how can you get in the business process? Ngayon, if you know somebody outside with the business who are also in need, pwede din naman, or the family business, yung mga ganon. Okay? Meron pa ba? Last 2 groups?
Ma'am,
Wala
hello
na?
po. Ma'am, 3 lang po yung amin. Kala po kasi
Yes.
namin is 3 per group. So, 3 lang po ginawa namin. 3 titles lang po.
Hindi. Basahin mo dun alaban. Dun sa instruction.
Okay po.
Sino ang kagrupo mo alaban? Si Guadel?
Si Arroyo po, ma'am.
Si Arroyo. Okay, next. Sino yung kagroup ni Gaudiel?
Ako po, ma'am. Resurrection po.
Resurrection. Hindi ko nalagyan si Void din lang. Okay, so last group tayo. Last group or last 2 groups. Game. Sino ba ang magkagrupo dito? Si Telin, si Pantilhoni, at saka si Abdul. Lalagyan ko ng asterisk ng mga to. Go on, please.
So, good evening, ma'am. Rinig ba ako, ma'am? Rinig ba ako? Rinig ba ako? So, good.
Yes, anak, rinig. Yes.
Sige po. Salamat po. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, classmates. So, we are here to present our title proposal. Me and John Paul L. Paldelgone, and we will start first by John Paul.
Thank you. Our first title is Implementing a Web and Mobile-Based Guidance Consultation System for BSIT 3B. A web and mobile-based guidance consultation system is a web and mobile-based platform of guidance consultation. The system supports queries by user that seeks for guidance counseling. We've come up for this study because I see a lot of students struggling on approaching their teacher because some teachers are too busy to approach them. So if they message them into a messenger, sometimes their message get flooded or nasasapawan. So we decided to come up this study because in this system, the teacher will set an date or an specific time that you can approach them. So the student will approach the teacher and struggle. That's all po. Next title. Lipat mo, JB. Web-based facility management information system. Web-based facilities management information system combine an organizational, human, and informational technology-based resources to generate the effective and efficient collection, storage, retrieval, communication, and use of information. We've come up for this title because this system provides ongoing consulting, research, training administration, and system implementation and supports to facilities management, constantly striving to improve business operation and services. Um, next.
Next is e-learning system. So,
Wait lang, JB. Yung isa pa.
wala yung
Yung,
nalagay mo eh.
ayan. Next is online library booking for CBSU. In this system, you can book a book what you want to borrow in CBSU library. You can see if it's available. It helps our librarian also to lessen their job writing who borrow the book. We've come up with this um, title because there are a lot of struggling in in form of the student and the librarian. The librarian will um, accidentally lose their
Card.
their card also and the information of the student. So we've come up to this study because library user can instantly check book availability themselves without having any ask. Library user can book any facilities or study room or making book requests which is have to be approved or rejected by the library staff. Librarians can quickly approve or reject booking requests with a couple of clicks. Avoid two people booking the same space or resources at the same time. Librarians also no longer need to resolve scheduling conflict. That's all. And next is JB.
So, next is e-learning system. So, today, the COVID-19 has resulted in schools shut all across the world. Globally, over 1.2 billion children are out of the classroom. As a result, education has changed dramatically with the distinctive rise of e-learning whereby teaching is undertaken remotely and on digital platforms. We suggest that online learning or e-learning has been shown to increase attention and information and take less time, meaning the changes coronavirus have caused might be here to stay. So as we have experienced today, we we experiencing a pandemic, and we suggest that this system can help students who are um, having trouble, even though some places don't have uh, some places are not affected with the pandemic, but still we suggest that they can use e-learning system for help the students take less time and increase retention of information. And next is enrollment system. So as the same as other groups, we come up also with enrollment system. So an enrollment system unifies all the operations involved in the enrollment process into one system. Everything happens in one place, both online and offline in this manner. The prospects were discussed as were the pages they were visiting, their interests and motives, their personal informations, and the meetings they had arranged, to name a few. Enrollment system overall goal is to assist admission staff in enrolling more students. So same with other groups, we have come up with enrollment system to help students, both the students and the staff, to have to take their time. It will take less time and it will help all the staff and students. So next is implementing quiz management system. So the application focuses on creating a well-defined exam quiz for individual departments. When the authorized exam attends the exam, he gets to view the result of an exam submission. So um, this system is online quiz management system to well, pwede mo ako tulungan dito. Medyo
Sige, sige. Um, that system will focuses on the quiz or the exam of the students, and it helps the teacher to lessen their work because it sorts a lot of scores by lowest to highest, and it's also more reliable than the Google form because I think there's a time limit on how you could take the quiz.
And that's all, ma'am.
That's all po,
Our
ma'am.
this is the summary.
Thank you. Thank you po, ma'am.
Tapos na po, ma'am. We're done. Hello. Hello po.
Ay, sorry, kanina pa ako nagsasalita. Okay, thank you for that wonderful presentation too. And
Thank you
please
po.
show the summary. Ano ba yan? Nag-decide na ako anong title tapos nakamute pala ako. Okay,
Opo.
I think I will go with the guidance. Okay? Kasi we
Apo.
already have I already have granted the library. The facility is with the maintenance inventory. I don't want to go with the enrollment and e-learning. Okay, kasi it's too big. Okay, so doon na lang po tayo sa guidance where you need to get the names of the students for your data bank and your faculty and their history for their personal concern with regards to the school, no? To the
Apo.
kunyari sa subjects, absences, or it was sent to the OSAS for whatever purposes it was endorsed to the guidance. Okay?
Para di din
So,
po
yun yung
ma-disturb yung teacher po. Pag kunwari po busy po.
Hindi, kasi ako, for example, I am the teacher. I have a concern. Okay, so parang I'm gonna inform the guidance that this particular student, Telen and Reyes and Santos, is actually reported to your office. It's because they are dropped by the number of So, iko-call nila yon. Iko-call nila
Apo.
yung attention nun. Parang gano'n. Okay? So,
Apo.
ayun. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Meron pa po ba? Do we still have one more? Wala na po. Oh,
Hello po. Ako po, ma'am.
Okay, go on. Do you have to,
Yes
do
po.
you have anything to present? Go on na, Kuya Abdul.
Hello. Good evening po, ma'am. This is my title representation. Basic environment management system for a small or a new businesses. The purpose of the project is almost clear by the name, a inventory management system. Inventory management system was what that led to the database, and even today, databases are evaluated on the each of inserting, modifying, and updating data. The goal is to focus on public trading rather than data input of the ground. The product handles all aspects of inventory management as well as informing you to stock.
Excuse me, Abdul.
Yes po.
You don't have PowerPoint to share, anak?
Wala po ba, ma'am? Sorry po.
Walang nakashare, anak.
Ayan po. Hello po.
Ayan, go on.
Yun po. Ulitin ko po. Basic inventory management system for small or new businesses. The purpose of the project is almost clear by the title, an inventory management system. Inventory management system was what led to the database, and even today, databases are evaluated on the each of inserting, modifying, updating data. The goal is to focus on public trading rather than data input of the ground. The product handles all aspects of inventory management as well as informing you of the stock of current status of all you have to do is place your PDA or a personal data assistant on the synchronous candle on the regular basis. The scope of the product is, of course, to help new business or a local business if this occurs. The company as a hug client based in a good reputation. The executive needed to be with client more and more and can wait for inventory management staff for giving them the latest inventory information. One thing is very famous of corporate world. If you need a quick and reliable response, then make the things automated. That's what the product is doing. The second one po is the customer relationship management with the administrator. Customer relationship management or user management and email is a project that takes an integrated approach of discovering, gaining, and keeping customer relationship management help businesses optimize the value of every customer encounter and achieve greater corporate performance by allowing them to manage and good coordinate customer interaction across various channels, department, lines of business, and regions. Customer interaction must be managed across numerous communication channels, including web, contact center, field sales, and dealer partner network. In today business world, many businesses also have numerous lines of business with client who overlap. The goal is to make it simple consumer to do business with the company in whenever they want all the time through any channel in any language or currency and to make them feel like they're dealing with a single unified company that know who they are at very touch point. Yun lang po ma'am. Thank you po.
Can I have the summary? Patingin nga anak nung una. Inventory management system for small business. The second one, parang wala ako ditong ma-approve kuya. I don't go with the CRM. Okay, pangatlo, what's the third?
Yun lang po ma'am. Dalawa lang po.
Okay, so mag-check ka pa ng ibang title mo, anak ha.
Okay po.
Unfortunately, yung inventory mo, nakuha na kanina dun sa facility inventory. Okay? So
Okay
yun,
po.
or yung mga business, pwede naman yun, okay? Or whatever business po na meron, okay? So you go with the three group together, okay? Kung magpe-present kayo.
Okay
Kasi
po.
tomorrow, parang madami sila for a while Sa C, parang madami sila sa C, parang 16, hindi pala C. Hindi pala yun. 32 sila, parang nasa 16 groups sila. Okay? So, thank you for the nice presentation. I really hope if it is face-to-face or during the actual, okay, you should deliver the same way that you do your delivery right now. Ha? Or kasi I really don't know if you're just reading something in there. Okay? But it's good for you to do the discussion in a spontaneous way. Para ka lang nagkukwento, parang ganito, may sinasabi ka lang, and you are trying your very best to deliver it in English, okay, imparting your thoughts, justifying it to the panel, okay, to your teachers, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope we make things clear, okay, to share it. Actually, I have two titles, yung isa na naka-block na may green na presentation. Tatlo yung maganda dun pero isa lang yung inapprove ko. Parang yung sa may cemetery. Okay? Paki-share nyo nga yung PowerPoint nyo na cemetery. Kasi kawawa naman si Abdul. Si Abdul kasi mag-isa lang siya, wala na siyang ka-group. Andyan pa ba yung kanina sa cemetery? And there are actually other two. Pero sige, next time na lang. Ha? Okay, I'm gonna stop this off. Okay, do you still have concern?